first failure of, you called me, but I'm sniffing the roses. You called me, but I'm chasing a squirrel. You called me, but I'm barking at the dog next door. You called me, we're in the house. All right, I'll come. So you want that success percentage to be at least 90%. And if it isn't, then you've thrown challenges up there way too early. All right, so knowing all of that, let's get to the question. What do you do when you take your dog on a hike and she suddenly stops walking and clearly says, I'm not going in that direction? The only option she'll go without forcing is where she wants to go. It's like a stalemate in the middle of nowhere. And I actually saw some of the comments on this. Yeah, with my little dog, I just picked them up. But you know, you might have a 100-pound dog, and what are you going to do with that dog? You can't just pick them up. So is it the education or the environment? I think it's a little of both. So what you want to do before you take your dog out on a 10-mile hike, you want to make sure that your dog loves walking on a leash or on the harness or whatever it is. So you might spend time in the house just doing this. You don't get the cookies out. We're creating the first behavior. So the first behavior is, I get this leash out and I'll put it down. Get it? Tater, break. Yeah, you come over here and you get cookies. Okay, can you get back in your bed? Back into bed, hop it up. Okay, so I'm going to come back and I might talk to you a little bit more. But watch, after 2 or 3 times of doing this, we're breaking down the behavior of walking out in the wilderness, walking with me. We're breaking that behavior down into little pieces, changing the environment to a place where the dog will be successful. And then we're going to be building up this new capability that you love walking on leash with me. Now, again, your dog might be on a harness. If it's a harness, then you're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to get this out. Tater, break. Yeah, buddy. There you go. Okay. Can you hop it up in your bed? I'm going to go in a different one. Yeah, that's good. So I'm not going to give him a cookie for hopping it up. I'm not going to give him a cookie for that. I'm going to give these guys a cookie for staying while I'm training another dog because he was slow. Yeah. So if you are getting your dog to go back in hot zone and you know he can go back in hot zone lickety split and he takes a few seconds, you know, what is that average? And you're going to reward only the ones that are average or better. All right. So we're going to get the dog. That's one part of this, getting the dog loving to walk on leash, is the sight of the leash. Just spend a couple of days around the house when your dog's ignoring you. You want the cookies to be close, or you might take the cookies and put them in your pocket. But then you're not going to do anything with your dog because you need some dead time. He now knows those cookies are in your pocket. So you might, you know, go about doing your work for an hour or so, and then, Tater, break. Yeah, good boy. Nice. Can you get back in your bed? Look at you getting in there pretty darn good. Everybody else is good, so they get one, and you get one. All right? So after doing this for a week or so, when you notice that your dog goes, holy crap, the leash is coming, something amazing is going to happen, then you're going to do something like this. Tater, break. Yeah. So remember, we're creating that behavior chain. Nice. One cookie just for getting it on. All right, can you get back in your bed? Nice. So now what we're going to do is the leash comes out. The behavior 1 in my chain was see the leash. Behavior 2, I really should have got better markers before I did this, is hook the leash up. We're down to the baby blue, Phil. Oh, wait, there's another purple one. All right. Behavior 2 is hook the leash up. Now remember, your food needs to be hidden, and at this stage, this leash needs to be hidden too, because we've already created an ABC with this leash. The antecedent is, I see the leash, I know something amazing is going to happen. So we got to keep that hidden before we bring it out, right? So then we're going to hook the leash up. What do you suppose behavior 3 is going to be? We're just going to walk in the living room. Is a short walk in the living room. In a small area. So it might just be a minute of walking, and you might give a couple cookies in that minute of walking and then let them hop it back up. All right, so tater break. Yeah, nice. Yeah, all right. Can you get back in your bed? Good boy. So do I have to give him a cookie every time I ask him to get back in his bed? No, you don't have to. Eventually, the bed itself is such a condition. You notice at the beginning here, I didn't have to give him cookies for going in because he's been conditioned so much for getting back in his bed. It's not a big deal. All right, so then what we're going to do is we've got the conditioning of the leash, we've got the conditioning of hooking the leash up, we've got the going for a short walk in the living room, and now you're going to give him cookies while he's walking. But the placement of the cookies, your dog might be out here. Is that where you want him to walk? Or he might be dragging behind. What I want you to do is when you get the leash on, you move into position so you are beside him. He doesn't have to do any work. And touch the seam of your pants and then feed him a cookie. That's it. So that he gets used to when the cookie comes down to the, oh my goodness gracious, us wasn't told that we could get out. When the cookie comes down to the outseam, that's better, the outseam of my pants, good things happen. Now at first he's not going to understand that because you're moving in. You're helping him to be successful. They figure out that the triggers are be in that position. Here we go again. Tater break. Yeah, nice. I'm going to hook that up. Nice. Give us a cookie for that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my cookie ready and I'm going to move into position and touch my hip and give him a cookie. All right? That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to take a step ahead, touch my hip. So before he gets a chance to get out ahead of me, I'm just going to touch my hip and give him a cookie. Now, the easiest thing to do with this, guys, is to walk in a circle where the dog's on the inside because they don't have much of a chance to get out ahead of you that way. Nice. Right in, it's that in. Ready? Can you get back in your bed? Super good. Good stuff. All right? So I just broke up a number of lessons. See the leash? Get the leash hooked on and walk in a small area. That might take you 3 days to do all 3. That might take you 3 weeks to do all 3. Your dog is going to tell you by the enthusiasm that they have with this, it really shouldn't take more than a week to get through this, maybe 2, so that you're walking. Then walk in the living room. So we're building up an education and an environment. Next is we're going to build a new environment, maybe the backyard. Then we're going to build another environment, maybe the neighbor's yard. Then we're going to build another environment, maybe the park. So when you get to the park, I want ultra super short walks. So it looks like this. We've got, you're being such a good boy, TT. So we've got your car. You get your dog out of the car. Oh, your car might have wheels. And then wherever it is you're going to walk, you plan that ahead. So you're going to get your dog out, put the leash on before you get him out of the car, kind of safe. But get him down cookie. Start doing your cookies. I would stop giving many cookies because on the way back to the car, the dog's going to be happy. They're going to figure it out. So don't give maybe 2/3 of the cookies on the way out, 1/3 on the way back. The next trip, you might give 3/4 on the way out and 1/4 on the way back. Eventually, when you pass about the halfway mark of your walk, you might give 1 or 2 cookies more and then 1 cookie when they get back in the car. And you're just going to gradually grow that environment for the dog so that we're conditioning that this is an amazing thing, going for a walk with me. Now, if you guys have an older dog, please make sure you get your dog. I'm sure you all do wellness exams every year with your dog. When they get to be older and they suddenly, their behavior changes, time for a new wellness all right? Make sure there's absolutely nothing wrong with the dog. There isn't a new pain somewhere, because sudden behavior changes. Or it could be that you've learned all about this great idea of keeping our dogs fit when you want to add some fitness. Please use the protocol I just suggested. Conditioning the leash, conditioning hooking on the leash, conditioning walking in your living room, and then grow that area a little bit at a time, so that, you know, the dog will tell you if they're up to a bigger walk. But first and foremost, make sure that dog is healthy and they're not hurting anywhere.